Welcome back to the Westmoreland Sports Network for our Recruiting Thursday feature, brought to you by our friends at Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Jack Ridenour here with you, and today we are joined by current Greater Latrobe football player and recent Lehigh football commit, Andy Tatsch. Andy, first off, my friend, thanks so much for joining us, and a big congratulations as well. What's it been like now that you've got this decision made and you can really enjoy this final year of high school football?
It's definitely a burden off my shoulders. You know, I wouldn't say it's a super long, uh, you know, having to deal with recruiting, but it's nice to know it's all over with and I can really lock in now and be ready for the season and not have to worry about recruiting.
Well, what was it about Lehigh and playing for the Mountain Hawks that really drew you to the school and to the program as a whole?
Definitely I really like the coaches. Obviously, 2 years ago they didn't have a good season, and then last year they really turned it around and they won a playoff game and Coach Cahill came in. I really like him, and obviously, it's a great academic school. It's a great education that I can get, for free. So that's definitely something that I knew I had to take advantage of, and also, I really like the players when I was around the official visit. It definitely seemed like they're tight, and it's a good environment to be in.
What were some other schools that were in the mix with Lehigh that you really were able to kind of narrow down to that final decision?
Um, going like going into June, it was definitely Cornell and Buffalo and Lehigh, and then before that it was those three schools: Bucknell, Eastern Michigan, and then I just started narrowing it down. Come June.
Well, good that you were able to narrow it down, and like you said, you can really lock in on this upcoming football season. I'm curious to hear what position you'll be playing at the next level. I know that you've been playing both sides of the ball in high school. You've been very successful at both sides, but do you plan on playing both, or do you think you'll just stick to one side?
I'll be playing safety. Yeah, I'm definitely a defensive minded guy.
Do you envision yourself at all, or had there been any talks with the coaching staff at Lehigh, maybe throwing you into an offensive package once in a while?
No, we haven't talked about that, but I don't know. I think I could, especially I always see myself. I think I could play, an H or tight end, the next level. But I don't know. I think that would be something that they could put in. I think I could shine there.
Hey, it's worth an ask, my friend. You never know unless you ask. So you might as
Yeah.
well, obviously maybe next year you wait and ask, but yeah, you might as well see what they say. But I want to get into the advice that your older brother Alex, who is playing football at Penn State this upcoming year, what he shared with you. What was it like going through this process, knowing that not too long ago, literally about probably the same time this year, a year ago, he was in the same type of position in boat that you're in. So, what type of advice and just kind of walking through, if you will, did he have in this process with you?
It was definitely just to keep the things that are really important to me as my priorities. All the schools, a lot of times you go on visits and they show you all the bells and whistles, but it's really especially facilities and stuff. It's do they have what you need to really develop yourself, or is it just stuff to make, them look good, or just to keep my priorities straight in recruiting?
Definitely a great piece of advice for sure, because like you said, you want to make sure you've got somewhere where you feel like you're at home and that they're going to also better you in those 4 years. But I want to shift over to Greater Latrobe football because I know you guys are, let's face it, a couple weeks away really from the season starting. Last year,
Mhm.
you guys came out of the gates really hot, picked up some really big wins in the early part of the season. How can your group replicate that success that you had through the first 4 weeks last year, take that into this year, but then stretch that into week 5, 6, 7, and even further?
It's a lot of new players this year. I know we lost a lot last year, so but everyone that's playing has been through that season, and definitely just have a strong fall camp, and just come out of the gates hot, because I know we're not going to be expected to be as good as we were last year, but I think we can surprise a lot of people.
How much do you feel your team is playing with almost a chip on their shoulder this season?
I know I definitely do. Last year it was the first year we ever got any like much media or anything, and we try not to let that get to our heads. But this year, it's gonna be back to old Latrobe flying under the radar. So I think we're definitely gonna carry a chip on our shoulder coming into the season.
Well, you mentioned some of the losses to your team. Obviously, your older brother, John Wetzel, but then also Ron Prady leaving as the head coach. And you do bring back a coach that was familiar with Latrobe football, obviously, and Tom McIntyre. What's it been like having him at the helm now? I know that you guys have just slowly started to get into things in the summertime, but first couple weeks, or at least first few months having him at the helm, what's it been like adjusting to his coaching style?
I mean, it's been all the same things. Coach Brady definitely brought a good, mindset to us, and definitely, left a lot for us to, hold on to. So it's been the same, pretty much the same coaching styles, same schemes and stuff, and it's all the same staff. So
Well, with there kind of being that open spot, really, in terms of just who's going to step up in that leadership role, how do you feel like you can take over that leadership role this season with you being, really that headlining player returning this season?
yeah, definitely. There's gonna be other leaders in the team, and it's a group effort. But I definitely think me just trying to lead by example, and trying to pave a way to help my team out. So yeah, I definitely think I can really take on a big leadership role.
Well, Andy, certainly excited to see how this season plays out for you and Greater Latrobe. Before we let you run, I want to hear from you. With it being your last season with the Wildcats, what do you hope you and your team can accomplish in this final year of playing high school football?
Well, we just want to make it further than any Latrobe team ever has. Win 2 playoff games and take it from there. See how much we can win.
Well, hopefully there will be a lot of winning in Latrobe this season, my friend. Again, thanks so much for stopping by, and again, congratulations on the commitment.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Lehigh football commit Andy Tatsch. Thanks so much for joining us for another edition of Recruiting Thursday, brought to you by our friends at Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Make sure you check out our other Recruiting Thursday features that are available on our YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jack Ridenour signing off, never saying goodbye, just a see you later, right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.